What's good, y'all? We back again with another reaction, man. Hope y'all doing well, and we gonna get straight into it, man. Today we talking about 10 totally wrong facts that everyone still believes. Let's see, man. Feel like there's always new knowledge developing, and I guess a fact is basically something you could prove, but we gonna see, man. Y'all tap in with my other channel and my music, and link it is in the description if you in a deep philosophical, get better, enjoy your life, all that good type of content. But let's get straight into it.
Let's get right into it. Number 10. The sugar high lie. Every parent thinks giving their kids sugar turns them into a tiny tornado. But that idea is completely wrong. Scientists tested this. They gave some kids sugar, others got fake sugar, and neither the kids nor their parents knew who got what. The result was absolutely nothing. The sugar kids weren't any more hyper than the no-sugar kids, but when parents thought their kids had sugar, they suddenly started seeing them as hyperactive. They watched their kids like hawks.
Dang. And I think that's also placebo as well as perspective and belief. If you believe something so much, then you're going to start to see it. That's crazy that the reason is the parents seeing these beliefs or seeing these behaviors and categorizing it as that, as what I'm gathering. Let's see what else they say.
Waiting for any sign of energetic behavior. Kid jumps once, they blamed the sugar. Kid laughs, sugar rush. This whole thing started back in the 1970s, when a doctor claimed food additives were making kids hyperactive. Parents jumped on that idea immediately. A kid bouncing off the walls at a birthday party probably has more to do with being at a birthday party than the cake they just ate. They're excited, playing with friends.
Well, I also feel like when you eat processed foods versus when you eat raw foods like fruits, vegetables, like not, it has a different effect on your mood because what you eat affects your mood whether you want to acknowledge it or not.
Maybe sleep deprived. Those kids would be just as hyper if you gave them sugar-free cake. Number 9. Your brain isn't slacking off. You've probably heard that humans only use 10% of their brains. That's about as true as saying fish only use 10% of the ocean. This myth is so popular that Hollywood made
Nah, that's fire. Nah, I think I know, like I figured it out from my own perspective. Your conscious mind is really 5% of your total brain. The voice in your head, you thinking, that's only 5%. But your subconscious mind, the part of your mind that allows your blood to flow, that keeps your heart beating, that sends signals to, it does everything else that's allowing my hands to move as I'm talking right now. That's your subconscious mind, and that encompasses pretty much all of you, and you just think you are your conscious mind, and that's the totality of you when it's really just a very small percentage.
Higher movies about it. The ones where someone takes a magic pill and suddenly they're solving quantum physics while doing backflips. Your brain is already going full throttle all the time. Scientists can watch brains light up in real time using special scanners, and they see activity everywhere, all the time. Even when you're sleeping, your brain is working. It's controlling your breathing, managing your heartbeat, and replaying embarrassing memories. Your brain only makes up 2% of your body weight.
Yeah, bro, like you gotta think how powerful your brain is. I need to find a video to react to on that, because it's like, damn, bro, like your brain is doing so much, and whatever you tell it to do, think of it like a Google. Literally Google whatever you search up, whatever thoughts you want to think, your brain will focus and your mind will focus on that as long as you give it attention. So if your life is terrible right now, pay attention to what the things you're focusing on, right? And the thoughts and stories you create in your mind, because they really influence all of
But this
your life.
overachiever uses 20% of your body's energy. That's like having a tiny space heater that eats all your electricity. If 90% of your brain was really doing nothing, evolution would have removed it ages ago. Nature doesn't keep useless stuff around. The proof is what happens when any tiny part of the brain gets damaged. Even a small injury can cause major problems. This 10% myth likely came from a Harvard researcher in the 1800s who said people weren't living up to their full potential. Then someone misinterpreted that to mean we only use 10% of our brains. Number 8. Pennies from heaven won't kill you. You've probably heard that a penny dropped from
that telephone effect, bro. Like misinterpretation. Like literally, if you think about that and apply that to everything in history, how much is actually misinterpreted? Like it's crazy.
The Empire State Building could punch through someone's skull. That's not true. When someone drops a penny from up high, it starts falling, picking up speed thanks to gravity, but then air resistance kicks in. Air isn't empty space. It pushes back against anything moving through it too fast. The penny hits these air molecules and starts tumbling. By the time it falls about 50 feet, it reaches terminal velocity, which is just 25.
Why the penny look hairy though? My bad, I keep shaking the camera, my fault. But why the penny look hairy? But like, no, that's actually crazy though. So like, what are you telling me? The penny done like defied gravity? What's going on?
Miles per hour. That's slower than an average bicycle rider. Getting hit by a penny at that speed would feel like someone flicking you. Annoying, but not fatal. If you drop that same penny in a vacuum, like space, it would reach speeds over 200 miles per hour. But down here on Earth, you're more likely to get seriously hurt by a falling ballpoint pen. Those are aerodynamic enough to act like tiny arrows. Number 7. Lightning's repeat offender status. The saying lightning never strikes the same place twice is wrong.
Well, that it definitely proved me wrong. That's crazy. Like, it's crazy how things, like I said, get so misinterpreted so easily. Like, how, like, literally, but probably, bro, groundbreaking information is probably misinterpreted or just misconstrued by each person. Each person takes it a little bit. You know, the telephone effect, man.
Empire State Building gets hit by lightning around 25 times every year. There was a park ranger named Roy Sullivan who got struck by lightning 7 different times. They called him the human lightning rod. He survived all 7 strikes. After the 4th strike, his co-workers started avoiding him during storms. Lightning often hits the same tall objects repeatedly. If you're the tallest thing around, like a lone tree in a field,
How does it hit the same guy 7 times? That just tell you that anything and everything in his life is possible. Like, what? 7 times, bro? Like, talk about being in the, would you call that the right or wrong place at the wrong or right time? Who knows?
you're basically a target during a storm. Lightning can strike miles away from the actual storm. These are called bolts from the blue because they can come out of a clear blue sky. You could be out there when the sky looks clear, and suddenly lightning strikes. Number 6. Vikings left their horns at home. Vikings never wore horned helmets into battle. This whole horned helmet thing was made up by theater costume designers in the 1800s. They were designing costumes for opera performances and thought horns looked
I don't know nothing about Vikings, but how do y'all even know Vikings even existed? So what are they like remix pirates? Like, I don't know. I never really got into learning about them.
dramatic. They accidentally created one of history's biggest fashion lies. Going into battle wearing something that gives your enemy 2 perfect handles to grab is not practical, or the horns could get stuck on tree branches during a raid. The real Viking helmets that archaeologists have found were plain protective gear, maybe with a nose guard. They did find some horned helmets in Denmark, but these were from 3,000 years before the Vikings. These ancient helmets weren't for fighting. They were ceremonial, like an ancient crown. Some opera costume designers from the 1800s likely saw these ancient ceremonial helmets and thought, perfect, let's make the Vikings wear these. Now millions of people think Vikings ran around with horns on their heads.
See, man, the older I get, history just like doesn't make sense, because it's like, did it really happen, bro? Like, I'm not the type of person where I gotta believe it to see it, but at the same time, like, what? Like, that's just crazy to me. And I mean, obviously it happened. There were some sort of humans and civilizations in existence, but like I need that time traveling.
Number 5. Your razor isn't making you hairier. You've probably heard that shaving makes your hair grow back thicker and darker. That's complete nonsense. When you shave, you're giving each hair a tiny flat-top haircut. Imagine cutting a tree straight across with a chainsaw. That stump feels rougher than the natural tapered end of a branch. Same thing happens with your hair. When it grows back, it feels thicker because you've created thousands of tiny flat-topped hair stumps. Scientists have studied this for decades. They found shaving has 0 effect on your hair growth.
Wow, that's actually crazy. I was talking to my mom, and it's like, I was asking her, we trying to figure out how many hairs are on the average human head, and I don't know, I don't remember. Y'all gotta look it up. I don't want to give y'all wrong information. Some tens of thousands, maybe 100,000 or something. But like, it's crazy. Like, even I don't have that much hair, but like, just think of every individual little hair.
Your hair's thickness, color, and growth rate are locked in by your genes. That razor isn't reprogramming your DNA. If shaving really made hair grow thicker, every balding guy would be shaving their head daily. We'd have found the cure for baldness in a can of shaving cream. but Jeff Bezos is still bald, despite being able to afford infinite expensive razors. The myth persists because the stubble feels convincing when it grows back. It's the same old hair, just with a blunt end. Number 4. Swim whenever you want. Your mom probably told you to wait 30 minutes.
That placebo though, like if you think that your hair gonna grow back thicker, then who's to say that it won't be? This is just the power of what you think about and what you believe will literally manifest in your life. Just look at your life. That's the greatest example of that.
After eating before swimming, warning you'd get cramps and drown. This myth is so widespread even lifeguards used to enforce it. But there's zero evidence swimming after eating is dangerous. Not a single documented case exists of someone drowning because they ate before diving in. The theory was that after eating, blood rushes to your stomach for digestion, leaving arms and legs without enough blood, causing cramps. But our bodies can handle both digestion and swimming. You might get a minor cramp if you swim intensely right after a huge meal, similar to running.
Nah, that's crazy that you can handle both digestion and swimming. And it's like, dang, like, that is a myth that I really believe. I always make sure I wait a little bit to get in the water. But it does make sense. But Bob, let me just have my body do one process at a time. I mean, you're already doing damn near infinite amount of things. But hey, we'll take a load off for a little bit, man.
After eating, the American Red Cross confirms this isn't a real danger. Competitive swimmers actually eat during their training sessions. Maybe don't eat an entire pizza right before intense swimming. Number 3. Your head isn't a heat chimney. Your mom probably told you, put on a hat or you'll freeze.
That works. Don't do that. Man, I feel like, I don't know, a lot of people in the black community have a negative connotation towards swimming, but like, I think I learned how to swim at like maybe 13 or 14. And I just learned how to swim by just jumping in and swimming back up. You just practice, bro. Like, it's really not as hard as what people think. You just got to learn how to tread water. I haven't swam in like 2 years, bro. I got to get back in the pool, man.
Freeze to death. That whole, you lose 50% of your body heat through your head thing is nonsense. This myth started with an old Army survival manual claiming 40 to 45% of body heat escapes through your head. But in their test, they dressed people in full winter gear and left their heads exposed. Of course, most heat escaped through their heads. It was the only part not covered. Your head makes up about 10% of your body's surface area, so it can only lose about 10% of your body heat. Heat loss is actually proportional to whatever skin is exposed. Your head might feel extra cold because it has more blood vessels close to the surface, but your
Dang, bruh. And it's like, your head, dang. And I think that also, I don't know if they have this myth on there, but that reminded me, like, my gym teacher told me this, and my mom still be saying it. It's like, they said you don't get sick from being cold, you get sick from germs. And it's like, yeah. And it's really just mucus, excessive amount of mucus. But, yeah, bruh.
You're not actually losing significantly more heat there compared to other exposed body parts. The only time this advice actually makes sense is for babies and small kids. Their heads are proportionally bigger compared to their bodies, so they do lose more heat up there. But for adults, your uncovered arms will lose just as much heat as your uncovered head. Number 2, goldfish memory. Everyone says goldfish have a 3-second memory. That's complete nonsense. These fish are actually pretty smart. Scientists put goldfish in mazes. They not only solved them, but remembered the solution
I never knew that about babies' heads being bigger. I mean, I guess you just grow and your proportions even out over time. But I guess that makes sense. Maybe your head is just like, I mean, your head grows too. I don't know. It's an interesting fact.
Later, these fish can even recognize faces. Imagine being a goldfish, swimming in your bowl, thinking, oh look, it's Dave again with the food. They can also learn tricks. Some goldfish trainers have taught them to do things like swim through hoops or play soccer. Some goldfish have learned to tell different pieces of music apart. And they can do all this with a brain smaller than a pea. Scientists...
Man, that's reminding me of my goldfish I had, bro, for like 6 months. I named him, I don't know why I named my fish Nelson Mandela. What the fuck? But I called him Nell for short. I always call my fish Nell, bro, the big tank, man. Rest in peace, my boy Nell, man. I forgot about him. Rest in peace, Nell.
Think studying goldfish brains might help us understand human memory better. Number 1. Gum doesn't stick around for years. That story about swallowed gum staying in your stomach for 7 years is a lie. When you swallow gum, it travels through your digestive system just like any other food. The only difference is that your body can't break it down. Think of gum like corn kernels. It just passes right through. Most gum is out of your system within 1 to...
I think I heard about this being disproved, but let's see what they got to say, man, because, boy, oh my gosh, that's bringing back so many memories back in the day. I vividly remember my sister telling me, don't swallow the gum, it's going to be stuck for 7 years. And I took that and I ran with it, bro. I made sure I always spit that gum out. I told my friends and everything.
2 days. It doesn't stick to your insides. Your stomach is constantly moving and pushing stuff along. And those stories about gum causing problems, unless you're swallowing huge amounts of gum constantly, you're probably fine. Humans have been chewing random stuff for thousands of years. Ancient Greeks chewed tree resin. Mayans chewed chicle. None of them died from 7 years of gum buildup. Gum won't stick in your stomach, but it can stick on sidewalks for years. That's all for today.
Remember them days back in the day where you used to just get as much gum as you can handle and just be chewing the biggest glob of gum? I only did that a few times, but I remember that pile of rappers just reminded me of that. I seen that gum wall. I might have to, you know what I'm saying? Might have to go put some gum on there. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for watching a little bit longer video. But hey, that's how we gonna get into it, man. Y'all hope y'all ready to stay, man. Ready to learn something, you know, vibe, all that good stuff. Watch the vids, react to them with my takes. Appreciate y'all for watching always, man. I love y'all. We out. Unlimited. Links in the description. Let's get it. Let's go. Unlimited.